Hello and welcome to the Sean and Simon Show. This is Fill Me In, and I am Simon.
What episode is this, Simon?
This is episode 2 of Fill Me In, season 2.
Episode 2.
Are you going to introduce yourself?
Sean. How's it going?
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So what have we got coming up on this episode?
Well, we've got the new feature, What Do You Make Of?
Yeah.
Which is where you post to me a ridiculous news item.
Well, head of news now, so...
Yeah, that's interesting, yeah.
Bit of news from Sean and Simon.
Sean and Simon Towers, as you put it.
Yeah, Sean here has been voted in as Head of Productions and Programming at Newcastle Student Radio, which is great news. And I am Head of News. So yeah, and a nice little thing as well for us. We've been nominated for Best Newcomers at the Newcastle NSR Media Awards, isn't it?
I think it's the union.
Yeah.
Thing. I don't think it's just located to radio.
No, but it's the NSR category, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
So yeah, we've got those award ceremonies coming up. So anyway.
So yeah, after What Do You Make Of, we've got the standard My Opinion Is. And a new feature, first time, its premiere, Let Me Show You.
Yeah.
It should be good.
Basically an evolved version of the review. So yeah, shall we go on with What Do You Make Of?
Yeah, why not? Go on then.
So, basically, I noticed today that we are officially in a double dip recession now.
The UK.
The UK, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, the UK.
Right.
So, what do you make of that, Sean, as a politics student?
I probably should have known that, to be honest. I don't know how much I care.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you mean because it's not much of a surprise, or?
Because it's not much of a surprise. I mean, we were having this chat on the bus, weren't we?
Yeah.
The other day, and I was saying, we'll go into double dip.
Yeah, well, you were talking about those economic, psychological theories, weren't you?
Yeah. I'm not surprised at all. Double dip, you know, the first mention of a double dip, and we'll go into a double dip.
Yeah.
So,
It pleases me because now the Conservatives won't have the luxury of blaming Labour for the economic...
They'll still blame Labour, though. You know they will.
Yeah, but do you know what I'm saying? Now they won't be able to say, "Oh, we've inherited this mess from Labour," because you know they haven't exactly bettered the economy.
Well, no, they'll
cuts.
turn around and say we did our best, won't they? Which is annoying because we're Labour, aren't we? I guess.
Yeah, kind of.
We're not Ed Miliband Labour.
No.
We don't like Ed Miliband.
We're third way Labour.
Third way Labour. Third way Mussolini as well. Yeah, the double dip thing. I'd just not surprised.
Just ooh.
Yeah, I'm just like, well.
Yeah.
It was coming, and to be honest, I'm sort of chuffed in a way because now it gives Labour ammunition.
Yeah, I mean, I know I shouldn't be pleased because, you know, it's obviously terrible news, but at least the Conservatives are open to criticism.
We're protected by the institution of education at this very moment in time.
For another year.
For one more year, we've got that blanket, and then once we're out, we've got the blanket of having an education. So. Fingers crossed.
That's not much of a blanket these days, though.
I guess not, no, but it's better than the millions of unemployed who didn't get, you know, the necessary life chances we've got. So
that's true.
That was quite a democratic way of saying that. Not democratic, what's the word?
I know what you mean. Roundabout way, kind of.
No.
Politically correct.
Diplomatic.
Diplomatic, that's the one.
As a politics student again, I should have known that. Slip of the tongue.
Tongue.
Shut up.
I don't know why, but it always surprises me when you say tongue.
Why?
Because it's tongue to me.
Tongue?
Tongue, yeah.
Tongue. How do you spell it?
Same as tongue.
Yeah.
But it's just a different way of pronouncing it.
T-U-N-G-E, tongue.
Tongue, as in T-O-N-G-U-E. The English student that can't spell.
The politics student that doesn't know politics. We are a team.
Yeah. Maybe we should switch courses.
No. No.
Okay.
Yours looks like far too much work.
Yeah, 3 novels a week.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so yeah, I don't know what to make of that. I'm just like, well, a bit irrelevant. I don't care.
Yeah.
Genuinely, it's just.
To be honest, by the amount that the economy shrunk, it's a minimal change from what we were in anyway.
I know, yeah. It's hardly like oh, we're really screwed now. Yeah, we've been going this way for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then that's what happens when you have a chancellor with a history degree.
And a cocaine addict. Gotta stop doing that.
Stop it.
Gotta stop doing that.
I think we should move on before you say anything more libel.
This isn't, we can't just edit this out now. It's not as easy to edit things out of a video, so I'd just like to apologise on behalf of me. I have nothing to do with my views don't represent the Sean and Simon show.
Good. I want you to put that in some small print on the video.
I withdraw my backed up belief that George Osborne has taken cocaine. I haven't.
Stop it!
It's in the news. Read the news.
I don't care. Stop it!
I've apologised. I apologise.
I don't want to get sued.
You're not going to get sued. You're not going to get sued. The worst that's going to happen is we'll have to take this off YouTube. I apologise.
Good.
I'm not passing judgment. I don't know whether it's true or not. It's not for me to comment.
Anyway, let's move on to my opinion is after that insightful discussion. Before I do any more damage to the Sean and Simon show's reputation.
What reputation for a start? Secondly, who's gonna care? Josh. Although I don't think he likes George Osborne.
I don't think he does now. Josh is a friend of ours, by the way.
Yeah.
Bit of a private discussion there.
Yeah, I don't know what. Sorry.
It's alright.
I wasn't apologising to you, I was apologising to the viewers.
Well, I assumed the viewers were okay with it. I was speaking on behalf of the viewers though.
So, not only do you take their apologies off them, but you also speak on behalf of them. You are a great person.
I'm the voice of the people.
The voice of the people. Alright, Cameron.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I said yeah though, that's an insult. It's a huge insult.
My opinion
is, I was walking down Northumberland Street today, and this is something that has annoyed me before. And essentially, before I go on, my opinion is that people that wear t-shirts with pictures of naked women, or women kissing, or women wearing wet t-shirts or whatever, they annoy me.
A t-shirt with a picture of a woman wearing a wet t-shirt.
Yeah, you know, these things happen.
That sounds intriguing. I must get hold of one of these.
Oh, you're giving me one of the guys that annoy me, aren't you?
No, I'd never pull one off. I'd just kind of like have it.
Put it on your wall. But yeah, basically, you know, these t-shirts are kind of in all the high street shops now, like Topshop and stuff. Well, Topshop's the ladies' branch, isn't it?
Burton's.
Burton's, yeah. Other high street.
This could be libelous. Yeah. You've got to make sure they actually are.
I don't know, it's not libelous. I'm just, you know, it's definitely been in Topman.
You're tarring them all with the same brush there, so.
You said Burton's.
Well, it was a question more than a statement. Anyway. I don't actually know what you're talking about here.
Point is, there are people that wear these t-shirts with these naked ladies on or whatever.
Right.
And sometimes, you know, they're quite attractive guys, relatively. I'm speaking as a straight man here. Yeah, and basically they really annoy me because, you know, do they want people to look at them and think, ooh, you're a ladies' man, you know what you're doing with the women? Do you know what I mean?
This kind of like brings another question into it as to whether, you know, where do you draw the line between pornography and art? Because you could easily just say these pictures on the t-shirts is just art.
But then people that wear art on the t-shirts annoy me. If someone was walking down the street...
You can say anything's art. This is art.
I guess, yeah, but in a different way.
Why?
Is it art?
You appreciate it differently, I suppose.
Yeah.
But we could really do with getting an art student in on this conversation. But
I kind of do an art, don't I? Well, what is it then?
It's English.
Yeah, English is an art.
English is a language.
Well, no, English language is a language. English literature is an art.
Oh yeah, you study literature, don't you?
Yeah. But anyway.
No, it's a creative media.
Which in a way is art. Literature, no, I'm gonna...
okay, now let's get back onto my opinion is before you debate.
It's an arts thing, it's in the faculty of art.
Right,
so
go on, okay, alright, fine.
Anyway.
You win.
Anyway.
You have a bigger penis, fine.
That was irrelevant, but thanks for that shout out. What would I say? But yeah, if someone was walking down the street with the Mona Lisa emblazoned on their chest, that'd annoy me.
Why would it?
Pretentious.
Yeah, but how can a t-shirt be pretentious?
With great ease. You know, it's like, oh, look at me, I'm cultured. Or, oh, I don't know, it's like, but I don't know, it annoys me. It annoys me.
What, like when people wear Che Guevara on their t-shirt and they're eating a Big Mac?
Ignore the fact that Che Guevara has killed millions of people.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
becomes a symbol of freedom. Brilliant.
Yeah. But anyway, this has gone on a bit of a tangent, but essentially these people really do wind me up. Because I don't know what the point is.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, but I'm looking at it from more like a practical view. You know, it might be different in France, but in our... that must have sounded really irrelevant when you're not in my brain. It may be different in France, but in our country, media aren't allowed to show breasts.
But it's not even
unless
that.
It's like covered, right? So that's the way I see it. Like, you know, you're walking down the street with this like obscene image on your shirt, and a child sees that, they're exposed to that. Well, whereas they wouldn't be exposed to that, say, 10 years ago.
That's not necessarily my issue. The thing is that they're trying to do it to like, make a statement about themselves. They're saying, ooh, look at me, I'm edgy, or ooh, look at me.
Well,
I'm a ladies' man.
I think that you're getting annoyed at that for the wrong reasons, though. That it doesn't bother me at all, that, because it's like, it's just a t-shirt, who cares? But when you're putting something, you know, when you wear a t-shirt, you're displaying that in public, unless you sit in all day like me. You're displaying that in public, and, you know, in a way you're sort of accountable for what you show people. Yeah. Right? And it's basically just walking around with a porn mag in your hands, just showing everybody. And it's, that's offensive. I can understand that. You know, you're sort of imposing that on other people. And it's sort of the same when people go out with barely anything on. I mean, I don't complain, but I can understand how that's offensive. Yeah. So, like, I don't understand your view of how, like, you know, okay, I understand it, but I think it's ridiculous. Really? Yeah, because it's like, let them wear what they want, on one hand. You know, with the Mona Lisa argument, it's just a t-shirt, you know. Yeah, but if you know that if I walked into this room tomorrow wearing a Mona Lisa t-shirt, you would rip into me. I'd probably laugh at you. Exactly. But I wouldn't be like, oh, I hate you. No, but what would be your reasons for laughing at me? Because it's pretentious. Well, exactly, there we go. But I wouldn't get all angry and, you know, about it. I wouldn't be like, you are so pretentious. I'd just be like, what are you wearing that for? But pretension is too real for that. It's annoying, but you don't know these people, you know. No, but they're giving me this image to hate. Yeah, but who cares, you know? I care. Just let it go. It's not a big deal. When these people start displaying porno... Yeah, that is bad. That is bad. That is bad, yeah. But I just, in any other case, I'm just like, whatever. It's a t-shirt, let it go. And also, I'm going to sound a bit like a feminist, but it's a bit demeaning as well. Don't get me started. I love how much why is it demeaning? Well, you know, you wouldn't say the same thing with a man's penis. No, but I'd be equally as, like, annoyed about it. Yeah, well, exactly. But you don't see it, do you? But I wouldn't... Yeah, you don't see it because whether you like it or not, in a capitalist society, sex sells. What's your point there? There's gonna be more pictures of naked ladies than naked men because it's scientifically proven. Yeah, but it's scientifically proven males have a higher sex drive, and also with, you know, the upbringing of, like, or the socialization of society in a way, kind of leads women to be more open to being displayed as sex objects. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, it's just a fact. I'm not passing judgment on that. You know, you can't argue with it. That's the way it goes. You could argue with it, and people do argue with it. Well, no, because, I mean, women themselves are open for this, because, you know, who do you think they get to pose for, like, Nuts magazine or Zoom magazine or the porn industry in general? It's an industry which finances an entire generation or an entire subculture of women.
Yeah.
Rather that than them go into prostitution and become crack addicts and get involved with pimps and all this dodgy stuff.
You and your hardcore drugs today.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like I should have a better response to that, but I don't.
Well, bear in mind, I've been thinking this for a long time. And seriously, if anyone in the audience is getting annoyed by this, send me an email, because I am happy to debate with you about this. I will happily debate this. Bring it on.
Okay.
A star. I'm about first, right? I got a first in one of my feminist essays, so bring it. Yeah, bring it. The sociology department didn't like it. Submitted pretty much the same essay to the politics department.
Ooh, should we be saying that? Self-plagiarism policies?
No, it wasn't. No, it was the same ideas. It wasn't it wasn't exactly the same essay. But I submitted one to the because they'd know that. We'd turn it in, wouldn't they? I submitted one to the sociology department, and I barely scraped a pass on that. Submitted a similar question, the paper to politics department, got a first. So that just goes to show. And to be honest, the sociology department had a module called "Why Be a Feminist."
That annoys me.
And in the meeting, in the first initial meeting we had for the lectures, the woman went, so this is obviously called "Why Be a Feminist," and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to stay open to this. And then she went, and if we manage to convert any of you to feminism, then that's an added bonus.
So loaded and biased.
Oh, what? Yeah, so just to annoy them, I wrote a masculinist essay, and it really annoyed them. Barely scraped the pass.
Dangerous tactic.
It was, yeah. It worked with politics, though, like I said.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we move on to Let Me Show You?
Yeah. No, hang on, wait. Before we do, I'm being serious. If anyone... I'm sorry if I've offended you with my, beliefs with the feminism stuff, but bring it. Seriously. Because it's something I feel pretty strongly about, so...
I agree with you to a level.
Bring it. I'm happy to debate. Happy to debate. Yeah.
Right.
So go on then, let me show you.
Yeah, this is something that I feel quite strongly about. This week I showed Sean...
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, because it annoys me how much you hate Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, okay, go on then.
Because we only watched the first one because Sean really didn't want to like the others.
I didn't mind the first one, actually. I didn't mind the film, okay, but throughout it there were little things that really wound me up.
See, I think he was just looking for reasons not to like it.
Maybe so, but the concept annoys me.
Why does the concept annoy you?
Because
it's
a complete fallacy.
What do you mean it's a complete fallacy? It's fiction.
Anyone could sit down with enough time and think of something like that.
But they wouldn't be able to do it as well.
Yeah, but what are you...
You could say that.
What are you talking about? The books here or the film? Because...
Well, both. But I mean, you could say that about any fiction. Oh, anyone could,
No, because there are some really clever things. He's literally made this all up.
But it's very clever at the same time. The storytelling's clever, the underlying meaning's very clever, but if anything, it's more impressive than V for Vendetta, for example, because all that's done is evolve, existing politics. I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing.
Okay, yeah, no. The thing with V for Vendetta is, my opinion with V for Vendetta isn't about the story, it's about the portrayal.
Yeah. Of
a futuristic, that's commenting on the vulnerability of British politics and British society.
Yeah.
Whereas Lord of the Rings, I find it impossible to relate to. I can't sit down and go, that's really interesting what they've done there. I don't get it. I do not understand. It just makes me think, what's the point?
It disappoints me that you didn't connect with the characters.
I cannot relate
they're all.
To it. They're a different species.
Yeah, but they're all hobbits. But essentially, they still operate on the same.
No, they don't, because then they were talking about like the weakness of humans and stuff, and that is possibly the smartest, the most like relatable thing in the first film. The fact that Sean Bean's character went a bit psycho, because it's like and it showed like the courage of Aragorn and like how he managed to resist it, whereas like a weaker human or a weaker mind couldn't, and he was possibly like the most dangerous of them all, which I thought yeah, that's kind of clever. That I understand that, I relate to that. The rest of it,
why is it such a problem?
Because it's just a bunch of made up races and a bunch of made up creatures.
But
walking on a quest to destroy a ring, which I cannot understand what that's about.
It's a MacGuffin, isn't it? It's a
yeah, I understand that the ring might be a MacGuffin, but what's the point of the story?
It's about uniting people and about friendship in a time of war and all that stuff.
Yeah, but
about uniting a community.
Okay, fair enough, right? But it's too unrelatable.
I don't think it is. It's using ideas that were very kind of prominent in Tolkien's time.
And in fairness, they're not exactly sticking together. At the end, they're all, they don't care who goes off where.
I'm not sure about that.
At the end of the first one, you had Frodo and Sam,
but Frodo
and the rest of them were like, well, what do we do now?
No, that's not true at all. What happened was, Frodo went off on his own thing because he felt like, he was letting everyone down, which is a hugely emotional thing. Sam went off with him, his best friend standing by him. Merry and Pippin taken off beyond their will. Aragorn decides, he's going to let...
Yeah. I like Merry and Pippin.
He's going to let Frodo do what he needs to do. Aragorn doesn't... He says, we're not going to abandon Merry and Pippin to torment and death. That's the exact line. So it's not like people are going off with no purpose. These are all still people acting
they've just kind of grouped together because of this ring, and it's just.
It's a quest to destroy evil, but it's a fundamental storytelling thing.
And I think my dad would be quite disappointed in my views on this. So I'm sorry, Dad.
I'm really disappointed in you as well.
I just find it so unrelatable. I just cannot understand it. I don't understand what it says nothing to me. It's too made up. It's too... I suppose like I'm viewing it with like a different view. I understand at the time it was revolutionary.
No, but I mean, but when you say you can't relate to the story, it's possibly, at the heart, it's one of the most relatable stories of all. What you do for your friends and what you do to end.
But does it really take like 10 hours to tell that?
Yeah.
I don't think it does.
To tell it in as much depth and with as much beauty. Yeah, I think so.
But a lot of it's irrelevant.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of it isn't about that. Like all this stuff with the elves and stuff. It's like, let's throw in every mythical thing I can think of, put it together and see what we've got and kind of string along a story.
No, but that's the thing.
It's such a weak concept. They're grouped together to destroy a ring. Where'd this ring come from?
Well, it's symbolic.
There we go. Where did it come from? It's symbolic.
Well, no, it's supposed to be a symbol of
what, though?
The atomic bomb, for one thing.
Okay, alright then, yeah.
The capacity to destroy everything.
But it's not... I don't understand. It leaves me speechless.
I don't understand how you can't understand.
Well, I'm sorry.
I tried to explain this to you when we were watching it as well, but it's all about, Tolkien's attempt to create his own mythology as well.
That annoys me.
Why?
That annoys me, because it's not...
It's a fascinating project.
Yeah, for you, because you're a literature student, aren't you? But for me, I'm just like, well, I love my film.
Yeah, but fair enough if you're not interested in it, but, don't say it's a weak concept just because you're not interested.
No, it's a weak concept because the whole MacGuffin of the story, which is the ring, granted it's not explained, MacGuffins usually aren't, but it's based, that is what the whole thing is based. It's talked about so much. I mean, you take Pulp Fiction, for example, with the briefcase.
Yeah. Right?
Classic MacGuffin, yeah?
Yeah.
Right? You compare that to the ring. The ring is like, I mean, you can buy the ring. The ring is all they ever talk about.
It's not all they ever talk about, though. It's talked about as a plot device, but that's about as far as it goes. It talks about maybe the...
It's not though. It's got its own. It's got its own personality. It's got its own history, its own stories.
Yeah, as an ability to corrupt people. The ring. It's all about corruption.
We're never going to agree on this.
We're not. It really annoys me because the best films, the best blockbusters ever made.
In your opinion?
In my opinion, yeah. I mean, that goes without saying. If I have to say, in my opinion, every time I argue.
I understand, like, how you see all this, but I just think there's far more, like, interesting concepts. It doesn't get on with me personally. That's it. And
That's fair.
And I just don't understand it. It doesn't mean anything to me because I don't understand this like concept of beauty with involved in it. To me, it's a bunch of overly make-upped dwarfs just walking around, just trying to destroy a piece of jewelry. It's whatever, you know. You want a story about friendship. And at that point, I was hoping a really touching film would come to mind, but it didn't.
It upsets me that you don't see beyond it, but I guess, you know, it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
But it upsets me. I really wanted you to like them.
I'm sorry. I tried. The first one, it was tolerable. Tolerable,
yeah.
Tolerable. I could sit down and watch it. I didn't gain anything from it, other than, you know, it reaffirmed my belief that it's naff.
Fair enough.
So, sorry and all that.
It's alright.
I've been too outspoken this episode.
That's good. It is the opinion show, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been very controversial.
Well, on that bombshell, a bit Jeremy Clarkson there.
On that bombshell,
he can go in Yoko's league.
The greatest bombshell in the world. Shall we put him in Yoko's league on Squeezebox next week, then?
Yeah, we'll discuss that. You've got that to look forward to. Anyway.
Wrong, what do we call this? Wrong show?
Yeah.
Show. Wow. That was a brain fart. Seriously, you know when you can't think of the word show, you're in trouble.
Well, we all have our little lapses, don't we? We all forget words. Anyway, let's wrap up. Yeah. I've been Simon. Come on, we're already heading over.
I've been Sean, and you've been great.